Hey guys, so bit of an answered prayer in Featherstail. 2 weeks ago we had our first downpour and it was intense. It was the first rain we'd had all year and it washed the road away outside our place and it made our ground into a bog and you couldn't even walk on it. It was terrible. So for the first time ever, which might sound ridiculous, and it is ridiculous considering we had 28 special needs children, we needed to do something about wheelchair access, because last year I had 8 kids, I could carry them. This year, even carrying them, people were slipping around with children tied to their backs and the wheelchairs couldn't move. So I said a lot of prayers and I was going to make a video about it. And what happened was, I was making a video, which I promised I'll share with a lady called June. And in that video I was saying it's very difficult to find resources for infrastructure for some reason. And well, this is what I was saying in the video, but that is not how God had it. So the day after I made that video, I received a message from June with some support to make a water tower due to all the problems we're having with drought and not having any water supply. And I said, wow, okay, so I'm wrong. You know, there is infrastructure support, it is there. So I began to pray a lot and said, okay God, so we have another problem here and I needed a certain amount of money for this, and someone randomly messaged me from America and said, I have this amount in my bank account, I need to get it to you. And it was like $1,200. Now that's less than the workers' cost here, but that was the next answer to a prayer. And then we just had a lot of blessings last week, and that has allowed ultimately our prayers to be answered. So we are currently, as you see, building the wheelchair ramp access for the house on this side. We've already got it on the other side, but instead of a muddy floor, now we have paved bricks, which are great as well because they don't flood because the water goes through the middle of them. So lots of blessings this week, lots and lots of blessings. And another massive blessing we've had, I'll show you now, hold on. Is this. Now this wonderful vehicle, the seats fold up so we can put a wheelchair in the back, and those fold up the same. So we can you can get 2 wheelchairs in here if we want. But with the seats down, it means we can also transport like 7 children at one go. And this was bought for us, shared with us as a beautiful gift and donation by a wonderful human being who I mentioned, who altered my perceptions a little bit on the world, who came to visit us here. And whilst here, he spotted that we can't transport the children around because we don't have transport to do that. So he sent a donation, and that donation subsequently has bought our first vehicle that can be used to transport the children with the wheelchairs to physiotherapy, to hospital, and it's getting used a lot. So this other car that we've had a long time is very old now, as you all know, it's 28 years old. So, but it's still going strong. And this is great, it goes everywhere we need it to go in Tanzania. But for the runs to town, this is brilliant because it's just down onto the main road and along a tarmac road to the hospital. And also for day trips for the children as well. We're going to take the boys, for instance, to see the ocean for the first time. A lot of them have never seen the ocean. And all of these things help with the healing and the recovery of the boys. So this thing is truly a little chariot of the angels, shall we say, because it's just going to provide so many blessings for all of the children here. And we have hopes, if we can find a cheap enough one, to get an old version of this as well. So this one is I think like 8 years old, so it's not so bad as our old grandfather car here with hundreds of thousands of kilometers and leaky windows and roof. So but yeah, so many blessings, guys. But this was, as you all know, I've struggled recently with money for security, but I have a policy. Whatever we are shared money for is what it is spent on. If someone shares with us funds and says this is for a vehicle, it will go on a vehicle. If someone shares money and says this is to sponsor that child, it will sponsor that child. Someone shares money and says use it as you will, and I've already been praying for wheelchair access, then that's where it's going to go. So a huge blessing for us. Now, with regards to our security problems, which you see the remnants of our night watchman sitting here, actually. So then we were shared a very big blessing by another person in America who came forward, and he shared with us enough combined with the money from the fundraising page to make a start on the new security fence. So the poles are cement, they go up and out, so they're getting made right now as it is here. So those are getting made, and when they come we can start putting them in place. And we also had enough change left over to switch to a new security firm, and these guys, they're actually more heavy duty than the last security firm, and they're only fractionally more expensive, and I mean fractionally, like $10 a month more expensive. But they came here the other day, I think, to make a good impression, because they know why they needed here. They know about the witch doctor problem, and they came with the truck, and all of their guards, which our other guards only had riot gear, their guards had pump action shotguns and stuff like this. And they said if anyone comes here, even if you have a suspicion someone's coming, and they trained our Maasai warriors the same way, they said to the Maasai, we respect you, we know that you guys are tough and we wouldn't want to get into a conflict with you, but if you feel you're going to get overpowered and you hit these panic buttons, we'll come. Now, even if you have a suspicion that someone's outside with a weapon or something and you hit them, we'll come and we'll patrol the area, and they'll even, which the other firm never offered to do, they'll even go looking out in the bush and the forest for them as well. So we feel very, very safe with them, shall we say. They've already done a dry run on the button and they were here in like 10 minutes. So we're feeling very comfortable, and that's one thing to put behind us now. So, and yeah, so all is good. And Ema, who you all know, has worked with me from the beginning, who was a safari driver, and he lived in America, so he's a little more affluent than majority of Tanzanians. So he's very, very happy, because you often see Ema's car in the background, and he's put about 100,000 or more kilometers on his car, because I'm always saying, can we use your car for this? So he's really happy because now we can transport the children in that without using Ema's car, which is tend to wreck and ruin actually. So sorry guys, one of my dogs started a fight, so I had to get off. For everybody who has kept their minds silent enough and their hearts open enough to hear God and to be brought to the children and what they need, and to make everything you've seen out there possible, a huge thank you from myself, the team, and especially the children, because that's what it's all about in the end. Can't do it without you, and if people are not open enough, then God can't bring them to the children and I. It's as simple as that. So thank you for being the answer to our prayers, and of course all praise to God for bringing new persons to us. So God bless, guys.